Welcome to Tuesday. This is my lunch break with Ekow Mensah at 1 o'clock. This is, I think, the 9th episode, and today we are discussing a very interesting topic. This morning, I shared with you 10 event side hustles that you can easily do in 2023. Events have come to stay, especially after COVID. People are doing events left, right, center, and it is one thing that would definitely be existing for a very, very long time, regardless of how technology comes and goes. Physical events will still be there, because that is one of the ways that people connect with each other and all that. I know metaverse is coming fast and people are going to attend so many different types of events, but not in person. But until it gets mainstream, events is going to be like consistently a money-making activity. So then when you go through the 10 side hustles I shared this morning, one of them would probably sit well with you, and you can start exploring and see how you can maximize the opportunities that lie within that side hustle. But the question is side hustle a must for everyone? And that's the question we are asking ourselves today's at the lunch break with Ekow Mensah. Is side hustle a must for everyone? Because we're hearing this a lot. We're hearing before the side hustle came, it was all about entrepreneurship. And when the banking sector crisis went down, and then we had the whole non-job security thing staring at us in the face, where we realized actually there is no job that is 100% secure. So then we need to make sure that we always have something that is like a backup. So that's when entrepreneurship, side hustle started coming up, and a lot of people have seen other people that have started side hustles that have even now made those side hustles into main hustles, and they are doing well. But just like entrepreneurship, where we ask the question, is entrepreneurship for everyone? Today I'm asking the question, is side hustle a must for everyone? Okay, and today we are going to check a few things just to make sure that side hustle is right for you. Because if you go in and you don't have all the checklist, you haven't gone through everything you need to go through, you tend to lose more than gain. So I've written out a few checks and balances you need to have to ensure that you know whether side hustle is a must for you or not. Okay, so the first thing really is, why do you want to have a side hustle? Is it because it's becoming fashionable? Is it because everybody is talking about it? Why do you want to have a side hustle? What is the reason for which you want to start something on the side? And having a side hustle means that you have a main hustle, which is like a 9 to 5, and then you want to do something on the side that gives you extra income. All right, and that's what side hustle is all about. You want to make some extra income, so you want to start something on the side that gives you some money. So why do you want to do that? Do you want to make money? Do you have enough time that you want to just get engaged in something productive? Is your work not involving enough, so then you have a lot of time to spare? Or you have certain skills that you want to put to use for which you believe you can make some money out of? Or you just want to live full, so you want to make sure you are maximizing everything that God has blessed you with. So then, because you can talk well, you want to maybe take up an MC during an event on weekends or something. Why do you want to have a side hustle? If you don't get your why right, that's when you don't, you easily give up when the going gets tough. Because side hustle, like most hustles, are also business, and you have to go through the rudiments of having to set up, manage, and run the business. So even though most of these side hustles would really depend on you, your skill set, your knowledge, and your ability to connect and network and all those things, it still needs to have elements of business that you need to be aware of, that is probably going to take a bit more from you than you thought. So just examine your why, and then figure out why you think having a side hustle is a must for you. Now the next thing is, check your risk acceptance level. All right, check your risk acceptance level. Welcome Tisha, welcome Nana Roba. You're becoming my constant audience, and I have to start sending you gifts and lots of love. So thank you for joining. I'll definitely read your comments. Good morning, Tisha. It's afternoon in Ghana. So check your risk acceptance level. Are you risk averse or you are risk comfortable? Because you can lose everything. Like I said, side hustles are also forms of investments, forms of business. You could start a side hustle, put your savings in it, and it doesn't go well, because most side hustles, just like a lot of businesses, starts when we see that other people are doing well in that business. So we also want to give it a shot. We also want to give it a try to see how it goes. And if you don't check your risk level, the moment the boat shifts a bit, you're gone and you lose all the money that you put in. So since you have a business or you have a job, you are getting some consistent income, and you probably have some savings that you have put on the side. Now, going into side hustle, especially when they start picking up, you would be tempted to put in a lot more money to make sure you are maximizing the opportunity that side hustle presents. Now, what that would mean is that the moment things don't go too well or something happens, like let's say you were doing side hustle and COVID happened, you would know that, Charlie, you've pumped in quite an amount of money that you may not get back. So you have to check your risk level. If you realize that you are risk averse, where you're afraid of taking risk, just think twice having a side hustle, because it might not go as you're thinking. But if you're risk comfortable like myself, well, you just go all in and then hope that it goes well. So check your risk level after you've examined your why. And then, of course, check your people tolerance level, especially if you are maybe a back office operations person, or you're just an admin, or somebody that doesn't deal with people all the time. When you have a side hustle, it's not just about delivering the service or the products. You need to also deal with people. You need to deal with suppliers. You need to deal with, even maybe employees or people that would help you. You need to deal with your clients. You need to deal with all sorts of people, and that would put a lot of stress on you. So then if you don't check your risk, your people tolerance level, you're always going to be upset, you're always going to be mad, you're always going to be sad, you're always going to be disappointed. Because don't forget that you are coming from a point of stability, sort of, because you have a job, and the job provides certain stability, and then it prevents you from having to deal with people directly sometimes, especially for those of you who are the back office operations people. You don't deal with people all the time. So the moment you start a side hustle, you realize that, Charlie, the dynamics are different. Now you need to deal with people and if you don't know your risk tolerance level, you're probably going to go out of business sooner than you think. Okay, so check your people tolerance level. Can you handle people? Can you manage people? Can you work with people? And sometimes it's not even about the people that are helping you with your side hustle. It's the clients that are paying you money, and they can be monstrous. Clients can be so annoying that you need to have all the strength and the patience in the world just to deal with them. So make sure you check your people tolerance level, and then know where you stand when it comes to dealing with people. Do you have patience? Do you have love? Do you have care? Do you have, can you not stand people? Then that would help you determine even what kind of side hustle you want to go through or you want to go into, and how much you would want to deal with people if you realize that your tolerance level is pretty low. All right, so in line with the people tolerance level, you also have to check your patience level. Things take time to pick up. All right, things take time to pick up. When you start sowing, it's not overnight that the seeds just germinate into a tree and the tree germinates into a fruit. Depending on the kind of tree or the kind of fruits or the kind of harvest you're looking for, it takes time to grow. It takes time to bear fruit. It takes time to give you the reward of your investment. So check your patience level. If you don't have patience, my sister, my brother, don't even bother. yes, don't bother at all, because honestly, without patience, you think that, oh, you put in some money, you put in some effort, so you should see, clients just coming, especially if you put in money into boosting your social media and all that, and nothing is happening. Nobody comments, nobody likes. I just there. It's a tough thing to deal with, especially if you're coming from a very, comfortable place of having a job, and you don't need to worry about those things. Now you're literally worrying about everything, and if you don't have patience, you probably will just lose your mind Okay, so I'll just pause here and read a bit. Yes, so Nanarva says that's me. She's very conservative. It's surprising though, because this is one lady that I see. She's always trying new things and doing amazing things out there. So knowing that you're conservative, well, that's surprising to me. Now she says side hustle, dear. It's a must though. Like Susu box, apart from a bank account, side hustle is a Susu box apart from having a traditional job. So Nanarva believes that side hustle is a must, but today we are going through a checklist just to help you determine for yourself if it's a must for you or not. Because honestly, just like every decision you have to make, you need to figure out whether it's good for you or not. The fact that it has worked for somebody does not mean it would work for you. So Nanarva says it's a must, but what do you say? Comments in below and let me know, do you think side hustle is a must for everyone? Is side hustle a must for everyone? That's a question we are trying to answer today, and I'm just going through a checklist of what I want you to use to be able to determine the answer to this question for yourself. All right, but comments below and let me know, is side hustle a must for everyone? So we are at the patience level. We just left the patience level. If you are not patient to go through the process, if you are not patient to see your efforts germinating fruit, if you are not patient to deal with clients, if you are not patient to build your skill set and your knowledge base, and then see the things that you deliver on as part of your side hustle growing, then you would run out of patience quickly and you probably would give up before the time is up. So the next one is check your current responsibilities and your state of finances. Side hustles, just like every business, is risky, and especially when you haven't done any comprehensive research aside seeing others and what they are doing. It tends to be very tricky. So if you have a lot of responsibility, like you have bills you have to pay, you have debts you have to service, you have kids you have to take care of, and all those things. In fact, the reason why you want to get a side hustle may be the same reason why you don't have to get a side hustle. I will state it again. The reason why you think you need a side hustle may be the same reason why you may not need a side hustle, because side hustle will take quite some time, some money, some resources from you. And if you really have a demand on those resources, you may not want to, attempt putting those resources into some risk or jeopardy. All right, so check your current responsibilities and your state of finances. If you don't have enough to spare, you probably are not in the position to start a side hustle. And I know that most successful side hustles are started with time, your knowledge, and your skills. But as it grows, it demands some money to make sure that you are being able to meet the demands that this side hustle is providing. So yes, you could be an MC and it's just your time, it's just your ability to speak and all that. But the moment you give your time is a resource, and maybe if your kids needed the time and now you're depriving them, you may be getting more money, but you may be losing your home. So it depends. It's quite something that, but of course, if you're bringing money to the house, maybe you would be, pardoned. But check your responsibility and your state of finance, and then decide whether side hustles are good for you or not. And also check your sales and marketing abilities and competencies, because it's not just about saying that I have this talent or I have this gift or I'm good at this, so I want to put it to good use and have a side hustle. It's about letting people know that this is what you do, you are the best at it, you are the most affordable, you are the most available or something. And then doing that requires certain knowledge and skill set in sales and marketing that you need to consistently apply to be able to give you that result. And if you don't have those skill sets in sales and marketing, you probably will start a side hustle that would not be patronized. So check your sales and marketing skills, and then make sure you're enhancing that, and then being able to have a good, healthy prospect list, and out of that you'll be able to generate some clients and you'll be able to make the money. All right, so check your time allowance as well. Do you have enough time? If your side hustle started to grow, would you have enough time to still service it? What would be your strategy to still meet demands? Because most side hustles are hinged on the person providing it. So if, let's say me, I'm an event MC, they would want me. They wouldn't want my assistants. They wouldn't want my staff. Some I've seen some people do it very well, where the brand goes before the person. So what means that, especially for photographers, they create a certain brand. They don't put their name on it. So they create maybe photographer X. So then, because the brand is what they are marketing and selling, people want the brand and the quality that the brand promises. So it doesn't matter whether it is Kojo that is coming or Ajwa that is coming, as long as they come in the name of the brand. And that's one of the things that I'm sure we'll do as part of our live sessions, how to let the brand lead. All right, so they want the brand, and anybody can come, with the brand and leverage on that brand, and that actually gives you the flexibility. So that is even part of the strategy you may need to think about from the beginning. Instead of selling yourself, how do you sell the craft and the brand? So maybe you're an event MC and people would want you. All right, people want Kabote, people want Jerry, people want Ham. But if Kabote, Jerry, and all that start building maybe the Jerry Industries, the Jerry MC Industries or something, or Jerry MC Professionals, now people would want MCs from Jerry because they are MCs after his own image. All right, so it depends. You need to figure out how much time you have to even build a strategy for scale. Because when you're successful at your side hustle, you would need to scale it. And how do you scale it? You need to put in time, you need to put in expertise, and then make sure you have what it takes to scale this side hustle. Petra says, time is a precious commodity. Yes. For someone like Petra, thank you for joining. It's good to have you on my lunch break session. For someone like Petra, who I know is a wife, is a mother, is a full-time employee, is an author, is a speaker, is a sister, is a friend, is a coach, is a mother to other people, so many things. Imagine one person being over 10 things, and every item on this 10 list deserves her time. And for her to now say that I want to have another side hustle, she needs to, more than anything, check her time allowance and whether or not is even feasible, because you wouldn't want to get into something that actually deprives you of the things that matter most in life. All right, and so check your time allowance, and then check your current employment and your financial independence prospects. All right, I think maybe I'll break it down, because some people have good jobs, but they're just fantasizing how nice it would be to have a side hustle, or maybe they are not certain whether there is some security in the job, so they want to have a side hustle just as a backup. But maybe you might not need that. Maybe because you have a good job, you have to now sit down and figure out a good investment plan, so that when you diversify your portfolio or whatever, you'll be able to have enough dividends or enough interest to be able to live comfortably. So you may not need to risk to start a side hustle. But then again, sometimes you don't even have to do the side hustle yourself. If you have a good job or you have good financial prospects, all you have to do is look for people that are doing this successfully and see if you can invest, partner, or give them loan or something, so that as they do the work, you get to have the interest and the dividends on it. I know sometimes it can be very tricky, especially where we are, where people don't respect partnerships and things go bad with collaborations and all that. It might be a bit risky to put your money in equity investments in people's business and all that. But if you keep complaining about that, it means we are not going to build the competency to be able to do that successfully. All right, so you may not need to start your own business. You probably can just partner, support, invest, or sponsor somebody's business, and out of that you'll be able to make some money out of it. So check your current employment and your financial independence prospect. If you feel that with what you're currently doing, Charlie, if you don't get some backup or some extra income, you may not be able to live the kind of life that you are desiring to live, or you may not even be able to meet your financial obligations. So you would think that a side hustle might be a good idea to explore. This is my checklist. I think there are about 8 of them. Let me quickly go over them. Check your why, check your risk acceptance level, check your people tolerance level, check your patience level, check your responsibilities and current state of finance, check your sales and marketing skills, check your time allowance, and then check your current employment, and check your financial independence prospect. If your current employment and everything that you're currently involved in gives you, a good security when it comes to finances, you probably will not need to stress yourself. Don't forget that sanity is very, very important. All right, sometimes we are fantasizing starting a side hustle and all that, forgetting that when you're overwhelmed, you literally deprive yourself of the good things of life, which is a good stable mental health, a good stable physical health. Because after you've hustled and hustled and hustled, and then you get sick and everything goes into medical bills, what have you achieved? Wait till you gain. In fact, I think I need to play that song. Wait till you gain. After you've hustled, and then now you can't even enjoy. You have lost your family, you have lost your friends, and then what? You understand? So let me close my lunch break with wait till you gain. The people that are driving Benz, are they better than us? We have to drive the Benz. Anyway, thank you so much. This has been my time for lunch break with the comments. I hope it's been helpful. Okay, so Tisha says, yes, love the music. Yes. Let's go. Wait till we gain, after all the hustle, all the suffering, we have no money. Why? Okay, hold on. Let me lower it. So Jennifer says that she asked the question. Jennifer, where's your question? What about online side hustles like the surveys, renting your car, selling that? Okay, do you need the things you are mentioning? Whatever side hustle you want to do, let me pause the music for a while. Whatever side hustle you want to do, there are 3 fundamental things that you need. No matter what, whether it's online, physical, spiritual, mental, it doesn't matter. First is you need sets of knowledge and skills. So that might, if you don't have them, you may not necessarily be good at it. And if you're not good at it, you can't make any money. So you need to have a set of knowledge and a set of skills that will help you, regardless of whether it's physical or it's virtual or online or offline. You need those knowledge or set of skills. So if you don't, you have to start acquiring them. 2, you need time. All right? You need time, because that's what you're literally exchanging for the resources you're going to get out of the side hustle. So Jennifer, you need your skills and knowledge. You need time as well. Okay? Because at the end of the day, some of you are taking side hustles online. That is not allowing you to sleep. Your schedule is really building up stress in your life. And one day, listen, we need to take care of ourselves. That one day I'm going to speak about is life not, life is supposed to be easy. Why is it so difficult? Life is easy. It's really easy, whether you believe it or not. It's supposed to be, but it's not. Why? Because we've put ourselves, anyway, this is not there. Guys, you need your knowledge and your skill set. You need your time. And then, of course, you need your networking abilities to be able to open the opportunities for you. So you need people as well. Okay, so these are 3 things that you need. And those 3 things all deserve some amount of commitment and investment, even if you don't need money, all right, to start. And that's the fundamental truth about side hustles. You really do not need money. You just need yourself, your time, your skill sets to be able to put things together that people want. But depending on the demand, you probably will need a bit more resources to be able to deliver. Okay, so I agree with you that there are so many online opportunities, which a lot of us have to, especially for those of us who like training, talking and all that. There are so many opportunities with online courses, online trainings and all that we can do. We invest one time over a period, and then we reap for life. And I think that's one of the things that we should be looking at. But it still takes knowledge and skills. It takes your time, and you also need to have certain people resources, people skills to be able to maximize it. For the online platforms, you may not necessarily need people, because when you go through the forms and all that and you fill and then you get accepted, then you start. Okay, but you need to build a level of experience and competence which replaces your people, and that takes time. And some of you have been online for a long time and you have not really made money. Why? Because it takes time. It takes time. All right, and that's why I'm saying that for that you need to check your patience tolerance level, your patience level, and your people tolerance level. If you don't have patience, you don't get into online business, because it takes time. All right, and even for the people who sell things, you know, you can literally just open your wardrobe and then put clothes on, take pictures, and then put a price tag. You're in business. That is a side hustle. Trust me, somebody will ask you how much, where can you deliver it. The first 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 orders, you'll be okay. But the moment the orders go beyond a certain limit and you see how tough dealing with clients are, you close your wardrobe and then you say, it's okay, I won't do again. So I get you. And renting your car, anything can happen. You'll call you at midnight. So I'm not here to scare anybody. I'm just saying that sometimes we don't see far, especially when we want to take a decision in committing time and resources into other things aside the things that we are already committed to. So then we spread ourselves, and then we are not able to get the value of, you know, our intention or the effort that we put in. So that's what I meant. So I hope that I've been able to answer your question. Please let me know in the comment box if I've answered your question. Dovi, I see you, and I'm going to get back to you immediately after the live. We have a lot to do, BFAB and resource, so look out for us. Today we talked about the shito. Please, let's collaborate. One of the best ways of reducing risk and getting maximum benefits from side hustle is not working alone. When we work together, imagine 100 people selling shito every day. We make a lot of money and we share. But we don't like collaboration. When you say the thing is doing well, now you want to do it for yourself. Go ahead, do it for yourself. You selfish ass. I'm sorry. Hey, forgive me. You selfish human being. I'm sure Facebook will flag my video because of one body part. All right, guys. Thank you so much. It's been exciting. I've enjoyed my live videos, and your comments keep it like live and exciting, and it keeps me coming back every day. I know it's tough doing this every day, but I always know that there's one person that has to hear this, and when that person hears it and learns something from it, I've done my bit, and I can answer to God that what He said I should do, I've done it, and I've left the rest to Him. So whatever you intend to do this year, just do it. Sometimes you may not get the cheerleading from the beginning, but as you go on, you commit to it, you are patient, and you are going through the process. People like Nanaraba, Jennifer, Tisha, Benjamin, Petra, Dovi, those people, amazing individuals, will come support you, comment on your video, and then very soon you see that you're really touching lives. Okay, in the next 5 years of continuously doing this, when you see that I'm talking in a stadium with a lot of people, don't be surprised. We started diligently in 2023. All right, so thank you so much, guys. God bless you, and then have a wonderful Tuesday. Make sure each day counts. Make sure each day counts. Thank you. I'll go back to my song and I'll bid you farewell. I think when you come on my video, please share your numbers and the things you do. You never know. You never know. Okay, so share your numbers. I mean, the things you do, and then maybe email or something that somebody can contact you on. And then you never know, you might have your biggest breakthrough from some of these videos. Okay, because even after the live, people still come, comment, you know, and pick stuff. So share your details. What do you do? How do people contact you, and why do you know they should work with you, and things like that. Put it in the comment box, and then somebody would reach out. And sometimes I would also reach out. Nanaraba says, "I side hustles always capital intensive." No, the reason why they are called side hustles really is because you don't necessarily need money to start them from the beginning. You literally just need, like I said, your skills, your knowledge, and your time. If you're an event MC, you don't need money, but of course you need to dress. You need to have time to go to events. You need to have a good phone to take nice pictures. You need to be able to have some competence in Instagram and all that to be able to project the things that you're doing. So you don't know. Side hustles are not by nature supposed to be capital intensive, because it is not your primary economic engagement. It is something you're doing aside what you do every day from 9 to 5. So by its nature, side hustles are not supposed to be capital intensive. But as it grows, imagine if you are selling ice cream at events. Now you are having 10 orders one Saturday. You need more money, but at least you've had a proven track record, so you can get people to give you money so that you can pay back and all that. But by its nature, it leverages on your time, your knowledge, your skill sets, your competence. And when you have these things, you just start. And then with time, people would be able to, patronize. And as it grows, that's when you probably will need some money. Other side hustles may need money. If you want to sell water, you can either decide to produce your own water, or you can decide to sell water that already exists. And for that, you may need some capital to get your first stock. And then as you grow and build trust with suppliers, they can now start giving you something. But another thing is also build your relationship, because you can leverage on those relationships to get products and services that you don't necessarily have to pay before they deliver them to you. So it's not all side hustles that are capital intensive. So thank you for that question, Nanaraba. All right, so for those of you who are really looking at different side hustles, talk to Dovi Senior. He's one of those people that you can trust to give you some good direction as to how to make what he calls extra income. He's an advocate for extra income. I've heard his story, I've heard his testimony, I've heard his successes, and I can't wait to really start my journey with him as well. So thank you so much, guys. It means a lot to me. Please do share, and also comment with what you do and what people can contact you for. Make maximum use of every opportunity you get to put yourself out there and to attract opportunities. All right, bye. Let's play our music, and then I will bid you money. Bye bye.